All right, everyone, we are here with War 7 against Nefti. Today I'll be taking in Apocalypse, Nebula, and Cable. I've got one fight on Path 6, a middle mini-boss. I've got Path 3 in Section 2, and then a mini-boss on Boss Island was assigned, and then I ended up cleaning up a second mini-boss on Boss Island as well. So we're full suicides here for this Apocalypse run instead of half. It's due to being out of the 200% mutant boosts. However, we're pretty close to full on all the other three. So we're going to get that damage increase from the poison mastery of suicides so that the lesser boosts aren't as noticeable with the power back. So here, Hitmonkey, we're going to alternate combo just so that we can avoid that prowess and that block penetration on the way to our special 2. And it's not that Hitmonkey would throw a special attack, it's just in case things happen. So PS1 here, I'm gonna medium, light, medium, even though the next medium does trigger that prowess. This node does have spiked armor as well, but the fight's gonna end so quick that it just doesn't matter. So we've got bleed immunity now from this node. That's gonna be helpful for later. And Hitmonkey actually goes down in that one special 2 attack. So not actually a big deal. Fury here on Mixmaster. Same kind of game plan, except if I was stricter about alternating combos, this is what I would be doing. We're going to medium, light, stop. While Fury is below 1 bar of power, when we stop, we're going to try and set ourselves up for a parry. When Fury is at a bar of power, we are going to go immediately into block and turtle for a heavy attack. And then retaliate the heavy attack with medium light. All of this so that we do not trigger Mixmaster evades. And then once we get to special 2, we make sure that we are good in our combo. We medium light into it. And that allows us to still avoid Mixmaster later on down the road. So throw in a special 1 into my block, as the AI does sometimes, no matter how hard you try, but that at least let me go for a parry instead of taking some block damage. So he's in real nick now. Here we get that stagnant AI, and then he throws a quick heavy that I'm not ready for. No big deal. We collect ourselves and go right back at it, and then finish it with this special 2. So 1 heavy attack and a bunch of block damage gonna cause us to have to heal up our beefy boy. Moving on to Path 3, this is where the bleed immunity comes into play. Since we built it with suicides, we don't have to worry about the chitinous thorns on this node in case Venom has an armor up. But PS1 again, same game plan for this fight and the next fight. We're just building to special 2, dropping special 2. With power back boosts, we're going to drop our second special 2, and that should end the fight. If it doesn't, there'll be another special attack ready to go. So don't have to alternate combos here. Not really worried about special attacks. I think Venom just knows that he's going to die pretty soon, so he throws that special 1. We are already at special 2. We're not quite at special 1. There, I guess I didn't judge the recovery of the AI well. Ended up taking 1 smack. And then moving on. So Kingpin's after this. Nothing to worry about here. We're just not going to hit into his block. Not that the fight's going to last long enough for that anyways. I don't want to push him to special 2. So this fight takes a little bit longer than most Apocalypse fights on a Path node. But the same game plan you saw with Venom. We're going to build the special 2. Drop special 2. And then hopefully finish him with the next special 2. So taking advantage of the negative 100% chance to shrug. Trying to bait out the special 1 before we lay into him with our special 2. And he's going to die from DOT. So that was the end of Apocalypse's war. Now Nebula steps in for this Nimrod here on Buffet, Chitinous Thorns. This is where some more boost management is coming in. You know, if we had an endless supply of invulnerability boosts, you could use them here, use it here. I just decided to go with a combat regen because ideally, I mean, I shouldn't really die from, it would take more hits than a couple to die, and she's shock immune, so if we fail at dodging special 2, if he uses special 2, we don't have to worry about shocks knocking us out. So combat regen here just to mitigate some of the block damage on the way to us building 20 charges and landing a special 2 after transferring the charges. Nebula also has a safety net. You guys have seen me get hit with a heavy attack from Nimrod before, and if it's going to do enough damage to trigger her regen, then we at least have that to kind of rely on as a safety net. But yeah, Nebula overpowering robots like she usually does. Gonna bait out this last special 1 as we get to the last few sets of charges. Now get ourselves ready for a parry and then throw the special 1 or 2. And bye-bye goes Nimrod. So 20 charges not really needed when we're boosted this much, but it is what it is. And then the next day, taking our only assigned mini-boss, which was G99 here on Stun Reflect. So something pretty cool. If you guys don't already know, for Nebula, she kind of bypasses Stun Reflect when she's fighting a robot and has enough charges for the node. When you go to parry, you don't get stunned, but neither does the defender. So you can transfer the shocks. Now, I know what you're thinking. That means I can get some power with polka dot power on this node. However, the shocks don't last long enough. Also, G99 is probably going to use her special 1 a lot, which means we're going to get power drained for most of the fight. So hoping to get the special 2 here or even special 1 is just pointless. You might as well just combo her and let the shocks help do some damage. So that's what I was doing, building to 20, baiting out heavy attacks. We got our parry stun there. That didn't trigger the stun for either of us, so that shock there, knocking her out. Now I wanted a second set of 20. However, I was too close to her regen, in my opinion, triggering her regen. And if I transfer the shocks, I'm not going to be able to shut the regen down through ability accuracy reduction. So I ended up just holding the charges and playing normal. And you're going to see it kind of drags out the end of this fight. I kind of wish now that I would have just parried and transferred the shocks. I think I even tried to a couple times, and I guess my timing was off. So here, I believe I'm going to try and parry. Missed it. Going to try and parry. Missed it. All right, never mind. Let's go ahead and combo her down. So it's going to drag the fight out a little bit longer, but at least we won't have to deal with more health from the regen. And again, same reason I used a combat regen here as fighting Nimrod. Not really worried about a couple hits. It's going to take more than that to knock me out. Would be more worried about block damage, which is starting to build up here because we're not getting very many crits here at the very end. There's one. There's another. Somehow not out of range. We're almost there. Not really worried about block damage. We're going to win the health race. Just kind of wanting her, there we go, to go down. So that would have been the end of my war. However, we had a bit of a mishap on this Modok here. And since I had Cable, I went ahead and made him a horseman. We had a white Magneto pre-fight, so even with Hard Knock Life, I'm hoping to get enough heavies in here to place enough degens to end the fight without any issue. So I believe we're going to get 3 heavies in. And then from here, Hard Knock Life takes its toll. So we're just kind of waiting out those degens. We're getting some block damage. Now we got brute force kicking in. But I see that the degen's going to knock him out and take it away. And down he goes. So pretty easy cleanup. Cable would not be ideal if it was a full health Modok. So we ended up tying their BG 3-3. which was unfortunate. However, we ended up winning this war 16-6. So a lot higher than we would like, but obviously worked out because of who we were facing. But yeah, so 6-1 on the season. Moving on to the next war. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe, like, and share. I'll catch you guys at the next one.